Hey folks, this is Farm Bill Wildlife Biologist Colby Sharp, and I have a question for you today. Do you have an area on your farm that you're neglecting? Now, before you answer that question, I'm not talking about that food plot you didn't plant last year and now it's grown up with weeds. No, I'm not talking about that pasture that you're letting grow up by accident and you didn't bush hog it like you wanted to. I'm talking about your timber. Often we find whenever biologists and foresters are out on properties that the timber is probably the most neglected part of the whole property, even though in many cases, especially in the southeast and south and even here in southern Missouri, it makes up the majority of the property. So I wanted to show you this property here that is the beginnings of woodland restoration. So it hasn't had a burn. It was just cut here about 3 or 4 months ago, and it's starting to look pretty good. We got a lot of vegetation coming up, as you can see, just vegetation everywhere. Our basal area is averaging right between 50 and 60, which is a good start for this stand because it started out way high, very unhealthy at about that 120 mark. So that may not make any sense, but simply what it means is we started out with a closed canopy and now we're getting a lot better. We're starting to see some sunlight hitting the forest floor and vegetation coming up. So next time you're out on your property, take a look at those areas that you may be neglecting. You may not be realizing you're neglecting it simply because you didn't know that having a closed canopy forest is probably one of the most unhealthy things that you could have in terms of habitat for any kind of wildlife, specifically deer. You know, they don't have any kind of forage or any cover. So I challenge you to go out to your property, especially if you've got timber. Look at it. If you can see just leaves, then you need to put some trees on the ground. Get out there, do a little bit of cutting, and then just kind of watch the change. It's going to be a drastic difference from one year to the next, especially if you implement burning. So just wanted to show y'all this place, show you the beginning of an amazing project that's going to be pretty awesome. Already seeing some good stuff coming out of it, and I challenge y'all to start your own project in your forest and spend a little bit less time worrying about those food plots. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.